What's going on, baseball fans? How you doing? Welcome to tonight's stream where I'm going to go over which teams were the best of all time. We're going to play some out-of-the-park baseball. We're going to plug them in to a 30-team tournament and see who comes out on top. Let's get to it. And what is going on, baseball fans? Hello. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Yes, times are still very slow. It's getting painful at this point. We're just looking for any kind of news at this point, and we're just trying to chug on through here. So tonight, I figured with the College Football National Championship Game on, I would take a look at the best teams in Major League Baseball history, and we're going to plug them into a tournament on Out of the Park Baseball 22, and we're going to see which team comes out on top. You know, I kind of just wanted to do a fun stream tonight. We're not going to take too long with this. I know, as I can see, there's really not many people in the chat tonight. You know, this is not a lot of baseball going on. College football is on tonight. So I'm not going to take too long with this one, but hope everyone is doing well. And, but yeah, so the way I'm going to do this is, you know, this actually took me a little while to put together. So I'm going to take the best team from each franchise in their history. And the way I did that was I went on Fangraphs.com. I'm gonna show you how I did it exactly. So that way, if you wanted to look it up in the future, you can do it yourself. But I took the best team on Fangraphs for each franchise. I looked at their offense, I looked at the defense, and I looked at the pitching, and then I added it all together, and whatever number came out the highest for whatever year of that team in the franchise history, that's the team I'm going to use. I'll show you here in a second, but let's say you go to teams, you go to the team batting stats. Let's just say you go to the 2021 team batting stats. So what you can do is you can go right here where it says split seasons. You click that. And then over here, you can do it from any range of years that you want. So from here, I'm just going to go, I don't know, let's just go 1900. Okay. So then you hit submit, and then it's going to pop out all these different teams. So as you can see here, the 1927 Yankees had the best wins above replacement on Fangraphs for offense and defense, right, combined. So the 76 Reds were number 2, the 31 Yankees, 39 Yankees were 3 and 4, 69 Orioles were number 5, and so on. And the most recent out of probably, if you're looking in the top 20, actually no, the 2019 Astros would actually be the most recent out of all of these. But you got the 01 Mariners at number 6. But then you can also look at the pitching too. So if you take a look at the pitching, that's going to basically spit out the same thing. It's going to give you the highest wins above replacement for Fangraphs, or we can just say F-WAR. So the highest pitching WAR on Fangraphs actually belonged to the 2017 Cleveland Indians. Surprise, surprise. You got the 96 Braves at number 2, the 2011 Phillies at number 3. Believe it or not, the 2018 Astros at number 4. Look at that. There's going to be teams on here that did not win a World Series, and you're probably thinking, well, why didn't the team that, you know, won a World Series make it onto here? Well, to me, I look at the playoffs, I look at it as almost like a crapshoot. Like, anything can happen in the playoffs, but when you're looking at a full season, 162 games, you know, that really tells you a lot about a team. So that's the route that I took. So regardless if a team won a World Series or not, I took simply the highest wins above replacement on Fangraphs. The best team overall were the Seattle Mariners, so that will be the team representing the Seattle Mariners, the 2001 Mariners. The number 2 seed will be the 1927 Yankees. The number 3 seed will be the 1969 Baltimore Orioles. The number 4 seed, the 2019 Houston Astros. We're just going to pretend like the trash cans didn't happen, all right? Surprisingly enough, I might actually do a video on this team, the 1998 Atlanta Braves. What a team that was. That was a juggernaut of a team. When you look at the wins above replacement on Fangraphs, holy cow, it's through the roof. That was the best team in Atlanta Braves history, according to that stat. The 2019 LA Dodgers, out of their whole franchise, that was the highest F-WAR. That's crazy. The 1905 New York Giants will represent today's San Francisco Giants. The 1943 St. Louis Cardinals will come in after that. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 9 seed will be the 1984 Detroit Tigers. The 2016 Chicago Cubs following after that. The 1902 Pittsburgh Pirates. The 1976 Cincinnati Reds. The 2017 Cleveland Indians. The 2001 Oakland A's. The 1977 Kansas City Royals. The 1976 Philadelphia Phillies. The 1988 New York Mets. I thought it was going to be the 86 Mets. I was actually surprised about that. The 88 Mets had a slightly higher wins above replacement despite the 86 Mets having a better record. Kind of funny how that works out. The 2002 Anaheim Angels, the 1969 Minnesota Twins. The 2021 Rays were actually the best in history according to F-WAR, but Out of the Park Baseball won't let me use them. I guess they haven't updated it, so I'm not able to use a team that recent. So I had to go with the next best, and that was the 2008 Tampa Bay Rays. For the Texas Rangers, they'll be represented by the 2011 Rangers. Surprisingly enough, the Washington Nationals of 2014 ended up having the highest WAR. I was a little surprised about that. I thought maybe the 2019 Nationals would be it, but the 2014 team barely edged out that team when it came to WAR. That was an example of what I'm saying. The Nationals won the World Series in 2019, but for me, in this example, maybe I'll do another video or a stream where I look at World Series champions, but for this one, strictly just looking at F-WAR. So 2014 Nationals, the 2011 Milwaukee Brewers. This was a surprise to me. The 2003 Boston Red Sox. This team that offense was a complete juggernaut, and they had good pitching. So in a way, I'm not surprised, but I am kind of surprised considering there were some other really good Red Sox teams. You had, obviously, the 04 Red Sox, the 07 Red Sox, the 2013 Red Sox, the 2018 Red Sox. Many good teams, but when you added up the offense, defense, and the pitching, the 2003 Red Sox actually came out on top. The 1915 Chicago White Sox, the 2015 Toronto Blue Jays, the 2001 Arizona Diamondbacks, the 2009 Colorado Rockies. That was one I thought 2007 would get the nod here because they made it to a World Series that year, but 2009 they were slightly better with F-WAR. The 2003 Marlins, and the very last seed, the 2006 San Diego Padres. So what I like about this, in a way, what makes this fun to me, instead of just going with a whole bunch of World Series winners, I like this because there are some teams on here that were really good, but they just couldn't get it done in the playoffs. Again, to me, I feel like the playoffs are a bit of a crapshoot in a way. So when I'm looking at that, I can see some of these teams. It's almost like, hey, in this little tournament here, they have a second chance. They have a new life. So let's see if maybe this time they can win a championship here. And then coming in at number 1, we had the 0-1 Mariners. Again, the best record of all time in Major League Baseball. 116 wins, made it to the ALCS, fell to the Yankees. What a team this was. You had Brett Boone, Ichiro, Mike Cameron, John Olerud. You know, I'm a John Olerud guy. I liked me some John Olerud. Edgar Martinez, Freddie Garcia. I mean, come on. There's so many guys. Look at Jamie Moyer here, Carlos Guillen. I mean, hey, this is a good Mariners team. There's no Griffey. There was no A-Rod. I mean, and believe it or not, then this team won 116 games out of their mind. The 1927 Yankees, incredible. Absolutely incredible. Murderers Row, Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Earl Combs, Tony Lazzari, is it Waite Hoyt? I can't ever remember how to pronounce that one. Will Seymour, Bob Musial, Urban Shocker, Herb Pennock. I mean, come on. Like, this team was just loaded. This was royalty of baseball back then. But then obviously, but the two headliners here, Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig. This is like just an insane combination. One of the best combinations, if not the best combination of all time in a lineup. Moving on, we had the 1969 Orioles. Yes, they lost the World Series to the Mets that year. It was the Miracle Mets that year. So, but this was a really good team. Frank Robinson, you had Paul Blair, Boog Powell, Don Buford, Mark Ballinger. I mean, come on. Jim Palmer was on this team. Brooks Robinson. A lot of good players on this team. Davey Johnson. Look at Davey Johnson. A young Davey Johnson here. So, the 1969 Orioles actually had one of the better records of all time. 109 wins. Hey, the number 4 seed, the 2019 Houston Astros. Again, we're not looking too much at the trash cans. We're just kind of looking at the stats here, okay? But, I think this is the most recent team. Yeah, this is the most recent team. So this was a good Astros team. When you're not looking at the cheating and anything like that, it was a very good team. Alex Bregman, this guy was awesome that year. Verlander, remember they brought him in. George Springer was awesome. Remember they brought in Garrett Cole, Brantley, Gurriel. I mean, come on, this is like Altuve. This was just a really good team. Correa. This was actually one of the best offenses of all time. I know, the trash cans, I know. But when we're looking at just the numbers, it's pretty crazy when you're looking at, when you're just looking at all time, this was one of the best offenses of all time. Overall, they ranked 4th. Overall, the 4th best offense of all time. Just right behind the 1927 Yankees. And again, I know they cheated. But, pretty cool to see when you're, thinking of just all time. Hey, pretty decent company. So, but then you had really good pitching as well. Verlander, Cole leading the way. Miley in the back end. Peacock back there as well. Osuna, pretty good closer that year. So, but falling to the Nationals in the World Series, we had the 98 Braves. This was a team, you could argue this was the best team to never win a World Series. This is an incredible team. Really good pitching, really good offense. Andrew Jones leading the way, Greg Maddux, Tom Glavine, John Smoltz. I mean, come on, incredible pitching. Chipper Jones. I mean, come on, there was Javi Lopez that year. This was such a good Braves team. It's kind of a shame they weren't able to get very far, losing in the NLCS to the Padres, who ended up losing to the Yankees in the World Series. What a World Series that would have been. What a World Series. But unfortunately, we never saw what the Braves could have ended up doing. The 2019 LA Dodgers, another very recent team. This was a surprise to me when they got knocked out. This 2019 Dodgers team, you had the MVP, Cody Bellinger, Max Muncy was really good, Hyun-Jin Ryu, Justin Turner, Clayton Kershaw, a very young Alex Verdugo at the time, Corey Seager, Jock Peterson. I mean, come on. Walker Buehler, very young that year. Just a very good team. And I was very surprised when I'll be honest, I had the Dodgers winning the whole thing. I thought they would finally get it done in 2019, and they just couldn't get it done. So, but overall, this team was incredible. It was a great offense, really good pitching. Look at the year Cody Bellinger had. He hit 305, 47 homers, 115 RBIs. You couldn't sit this guy down. Hyun-Jin Ryu, Walker Buehler, Clayton Kershaw. I mean, look at these years these guys had in the rotation. This was an incredible Dodgers team. Unfortunately, just couldn't get it done. The 1905 New York Giants, we're going way back in time here. The one guy that really sticks out, the most recognizable name, probably Christy Mathewson. This was during a time where pitching was at an all-time high. So Christy Mathewson, I mean, you know, these numbers look ridiculous, but back then these numbers, you know, pitching was just different at that time. 31-9 record, 37 starts, a 1.28 ERA. I mean, good grief, 32 complete games, 338 innings. I mean, these guys' arms, they just didn't fall off. I believe the mound wasn't as far back at that time, so this was the dead ball era. This was geared more towards pitchers at the time. So, but Fangraphs, they have them as the highest F WAR team among Giants franchise history. So, the Cardinals, we're going back to the mid-1900s here, 1943 St. Louis Cardinals. Look at that logo. Look at the Giants logo. Like, what the heck is that? Anyway, but the Cardinals, the most recognizable name here, Hall of Famer Stan Musial. You had Lou Klein. You had some good bats in this lineup, some good pitching. Mort Cooper, Max Lanier, Harry Gumbert. I mean, look at these numbers these guys are putting up. So this team ended up losing to the World Series to the Yankees. I mean, the Yankees were just winning World Series left and right, or they were winning World Series left and right. So everyone was losing to the Yankees during that time. The 1984 Detroit Tigers. Look at that logo. What the heck is going on with that logo? But this is a World Series winning team beating the Padres. That was another team. I thought the Padres from 84 would have made the tournament here, but the 06 Padres just beat that out. So on this team, Alan Trammell, probably the most recognizable name, but you had other guys like Chet Lemon, Kirk Gibson. Look at Kirk Gibson. This guy's thick during that year, man. That's a younger Kirk Gibson. Willie Hernandez, Lou Whitaker. This is a guy some people think should be in the Hall of Fame today. Dan Petry, Lance Parrish, Jack Morris here. Look at Jack Morris. So this is a good Detroit Tigers team, one of the all-time best Tigers teams. And rounding out the top 10, we have the 2016 Chicago Cubs. Hey, what a team this was. This is a really good team, the Chicago Cubs. Theo Epstein, he really built a winner here. And man, if this team didn't win in 2016, I don't know, like, this team was so good. It was a very, very good team. Chris Bryant leading the way, Anthony Rizzo. They had just signed John Lester the year prior. Kyle Hendricks, Jake Arrieta. That's a nasty three for the rotation. Dexter Fowler they brought back in during spring training that year. Young Addison Russell had a grand slam in that World Series. Ben Zobrist was really good. Javier Baez, John Lackey. Man, what a good team this Cubs team was. So very nice to see them in the top 10. Finished with 103 wins that year. Let's move on here. Let's move on. The 1902 Pittsburgh Pirates won 103 games. Man, oh man. I don't think there was a World Series at this time, but Fangraphs has them as the highest F WAR in Pittsburgh Pirates history. Honus Wagner, Tommy Leach, Ginger Beaumont, Jack Chesbro, Fred Clark. I'm going to be honest, I don't know a lot of these guys' names, but a lot of them are probably in the Hall of Fame. The most recognizable, Honus Wagner. So it'd be interesting to see, can this old-time Pirates team make it far? The 76 Cincinnati Reds. This team in the mid-70s, this is a juggernaut. Winning the World Series in 1976, won the World Series in 1975 against the Red Sox. Actually, in 1975, they were a very good team, won 108 games. Like I said, winning the World Series that year. However, 1976, they had a better F WAR. So that was another example there. So, but leading the way, Joe Morgan, Pete Rose, George Foster, Johnny Bench, Ken Griffey, not Ken Griffey Jr., Ken Griffey. Just a lot of good players on this Reds team, man. The Big Red Machine in the rotation, Gary Nolan, Pat Zachary, Fred Norman. Definitely more of an offensive team, but man, I'm very excited to see where this Reds team can go. The 2017 Cleveland Indians, this team, they had a long winning streak at one point. Actually, was that 21 straight wins? I think they broke the record. No, it was 22. I apologize. 22 straight wins for these Cleveland Indians. They just ran out of gas. Just completely ran out of gas in the playoffs, losing to the Yankees in the first round. Would have been cool to see where this Indians team could have gone. Corey Kluber, Jose Ramirez, Francisco Lindor, Carrasco, Santana, Andrew Miller, Clevinger, Encarnacion. Remember, they had Trevor Bauer. I mean, it was a really good Indians team. It was kind of sad that they couldn't get as far. Just running into the Yankees in that first round, just couldn't quite get it done. So it'd be fun to see, can they make it far in this tournament? The 0-1 A's, I'm actually very excited about this. This is a really good team. You know, they made the Moneyball movie, and they made a big deal about how a lot of these players would go on to other teams because they got, you know, big contracts. They couldn't afford these guys. Let's see if this team can make it far. I remember they lost to the Yankees in that division round in the 5th game. Remember, this was the year with Derek Jeter making the flip, but you had Jason Giambi, who I think should have won the MVP that year. Eric Chavez. I mean, these guys on the same team. That is, what a corner infield, man. That is insane. But the big three, Mark Mulder, Barry Zito, Tim Hudson, Miguel Tejada, Johnny Damon in center field, Jason Isringhausen in the bullpen. This was a really good A's team. Jermaine Dye. I mean, come on now. Like, this is just like, what a lineup this was. What a lineup. But yeah, and again, I think the big thing here is the pitching staff. Don't forget you had Corey Lytle as your fourth guy. Your fourth guy, 188 innings, a 3.59 ERA, a respectable 4.29 FIP. This is good pitching. So excited to see where these guys can go. The 1977 Kansas City Royals. The Royals, their logo always just looks good. It always looks good. Lost in the ALCS to the Yankees that year. Once again, a team falling to the Yankees. George Brett leading the way. Dennis Leonard, Al Cohens, Hal McRae, Jim Colburn, Paul Splitorf. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Amos Otis. Look at these glasses on these guys, man. I love it. Look at the glasses. I love it. But definitely George Brett is kind of the guy here. Hit 312 that year, a 373 on base, 532 slugging, 22 homers, 88 RBIs. Dennis Leonard in the rotation, winning 20 games, a 3.04 ERA over 37 starts, almost 300 innings pitched. You had Jim Colburn there too. You know, decent pitching. Couldn't quite get it done, but George Brett was the guy for the Kansas City Royals that year. The 1976 Phillies. You know, I thought maybe the 2011 Phillies could get on here, but look at that logo. Look at the 76 Phillies logo here. That is crazy, man. I kind of thought maybe some other teams could have gotten the call here, but the 76 Phillies had the highest F-WAR. So they lost in the championship series to the Reds that year, so they got another chance here at some glory. Hey, Mike Schmidt, one of the best players of all time, in my opinion. Gary Maddox, Jake Johnstone, Steve Carlton there, Jim Lonborg. I mean, come on now. Ron Reed. So Mike Schmidt is definitely the star of the show here. Hit 262, a 376 on base, 524 slugging, 38 homers, 107 RBIs. And then going to that pitching staff, Steve Carlton is your ace here. So that'll be a fun team to keep an eye out for. The 88 Mets, again, I thought the 86 Mets would have been the representative here. Didn't quite get it done, but it did win 100 games that year. They lost in the NLCS to the Dodgers. But taking a look here, look at the team that they had. Look at David Cone. Look at a young David Cone. He's going to be on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. ESPN actually making a pretty good move for once. Darryl Strawberry, Kevin McReynolds, Dwight Gooden here, Howard Johnson, Ron Darling, Lenny Dykstra. Hey, good players on this Mets team. So if you're taking a look at the numbers here, Darryl Strawberry, this guy was insane that year. 39 homers, 101 RBIs, had 29 stolen bases. Dwight Gooden in the rotation. I mean, come on, David Cone too. So Ron Darling, I mean, what a good top three this is. So excited to see what they can do. The 0-2 Angels. This is a fun team. Fun team. 99 wins that year. Won the World Series against the San Francisco Giants. Hey, a very balanced team in my opinion. Darren Erstad, David Eckstein, Garrett Anderson, Jared Washburn, Adam Kennedy, Troy Gloss, Tim Salmon, Ramon Ortiz. I mean, come on, Brad Fulmer, Scott Spezio. Who remembers Scott Spezio? Troy Percival closed it out. You had Kevin Napier. It's a very balanced team. Really like this Angels team. I think it's a pretty underrated one. Don't forget you had a young John Lackey, pitched Game 7 that year. So, you know, not the best pitching staff overall on paper. They just got it done. But I like this Angels team. I'm excited to see what they can do. The 69 Twins, look at that logo. What the heck is going on with that logo? So the 69 Twins, they fell to the Orioles, who are also in this tournament. So maybe the Twins and the Orioles could maybe meet up somewhere in this tournament, have a bit of a rematch. Let's take a look here. Leading the way, you had Jim Perry. Harmon Killebrew was on this team. Rod Carew. Leo Cardan. I can't say it. How do you say it? Tony Oliva. I can't talk. How do you pronounce this? Oliva. There we go. Oliva. And how do you pronounce this one? It was Cardenas? They don't give you a pronunciation. Leo Cardenas. So, who else did we have on here? Caesar Tovar, Ron Paranoski. Man, these names are a little hard. Man, pretty hard. But on this team, you had some really good players here. Really good players. Look at Harmon Killebrew with 49 home runs that year, 427 on base, a 584 slugging. I mean, look at Rod Carew hitting 332 that year. Man, oh man. Jim Perry was the ace that year, and Dave Boswell, he was pretty good too. So the 69 Twins, can they get some revenge? The 08 Tampa Bay Rays. Like I said, the 2021 Tampa Bay Rays were supposed to be on here, but OOTP would not let me use the 21 Rays. But this is a fun team. Carlos Pena, Evan Longoria, James Shields, Scott Kazmir, Garza, BJ Upton, Akinori Iwamura, remember him, Grant Balfour, Carl Crawford, look at that, JP Howell, Edwin Jackson, Deanna Navarro. Good players on this Rays team. This was 2008 was a bummer of a year, man. When my Red Sox lost to them in Game 7, I thought, man, oh man, my Red Sox, how did they lose? How did they lose to this Rays team? This is a team that just, this is their first winning season in franchise history, and they made it count. But I really liked this Rays team looking back on it. At the time, I hated this team. But this team really brought it that year. James Shields, Andy Sonnenstein, remember him? Matt Garza. I mean, it's a pretty good rotation when you look at it. Guys just getting innings in. Good rotation. Hey, Troy Percival. Remember him on the Rays? But that rounds out the 11 through 20. Let's get to the bottom 10 in this tournament. The 2011 Texas Rangers, one strike away from winning the World Series on 2 separate occasions, and they got another chance here. Hey, Ian Kinsler, remember him? Adrian Beltre, Mike Napoli, C.J. Wilson. Look at C.J. Wilson as a young lad. Elvis Andrus, Matt Harrison. Look at Josh Hamilton. Alexi Agondo, Michael Young. Really loved Michael Young. So this is a really good Rangers team. I still cannot believe they couldn't get it done, man. But this was a team full of offense. Ian Kinsler, Adrian Beltre, man. I mean, to me, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. He was awesome when he went to the Rangers. So I got the taste of Adrian Beltre with the Red Sox in 2010, and he went on to have just a very good time with the Texas Rangers. But I really like this lineup and the rotation. I really like the rotation too. C.J. Wilson, Colby Lewis, Derek Holland. So, I mean, it's not the best out there, but I thought it was pretty solid. And I liked Alexi Agondo. Guy was a hard thrower. So, let's see if the Rangers can do anything. A bit of a surprise entrant here. The 2014 Washington Nationals. Anthony Rendon leading the way. Jordan Zimmerman. Tanner Roark. Hey, Denard Span. Jason Worth. Remember Jason Worth? Look at him. Look at Steven Strasburg right there. Where was Bryce Harper here? Bryce Harper. Where is Bryce Harper here? He only played 100 games. Yeah, I guess he didn't have, his OPS wasn't too high. He only had 13 home runs. So yeah, Bryce Harper, he was having problems with injuries that year, so he's not going to make the top 12 when it came to wins above replacement. But hey, Gio Gonzalez was on that team. But taking a look here, Strasburg had a good year. 34 starts, 2.94 FIP. Zimmerman, when he went to the Tigers, he was just really bad. But with the Nationals, really solid. Tanner Roark, he was really good in this year. Doug Fister was really good. So, I know this might be a surprise entrant, but this is a good team. It's too bad this Nationals team couldn't get anywhere. They lost in the first round to the Giants. So, good Nationals team. Let's see if they can get it done this time around. 2011 Milwaukee Brewers. The Milwaukee Brewers, not a lot of success in their franchise, but they've had some pretty good seasons. And this year, I'd say this is probably the most fun year for the Milwaukee Brewers. You had Ryan Braun, Prince Fielder, Sean Markham. Come on, man. Corey Hart. Remember Corey Hart? Ricky Weeks, Nigel Morgan. Good lineup. I thought, the Brewers, this was one of those teams where it was just a good all-around team, and they just couldn't get it done in the playoffs. So they got another chance here. And don't forget, they had Zach Greinke. 16-6 that year, 3.83 ERA, 2.98 FIP. So remember, they had Randy Wolf, Giovanni Gallardo. Hey, pretty good rotation there. Here's my 03 Red Sox. This was a team, this offense was just stacked. It was completely stacked. Look at this lineup. I'm about to get Giraffe Nick Robbie over here. Jason Varitek, Kevin Millar, Todd Walker, Nomar Garcia-Parra, Bill Miller, Manny, Johnny, Damon Trot, Nixon, David Ortiz. Look at this lineup. How many guys had at least 25 home runs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the 9 guys in the lineup had at least 25 home runs. Holy cow, this lineup was off the charts. How many had at least 80 RBIs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of the 9 guys in the lineup had at least 80 RBIs. So the 2003 Red Sox, this offense was one of the best of all time. If we actually go back here, we were looking at the offenses. The 2003 Red Sox had the 6th best offense of all time. So that is why they made it this far on this list, or that's why they were able to jump out ahead of even these other World Series winning teams. So, and then the pitching was pretty good too. If we take a look at the pitching, actually, let me pull up the Red Sox here. Looking at the Red Sox, the 2003 Red Sox pitching staff with the starting rotation and the bullpen, they were 8th in franchise history. So, it's not a surprise to see this team be the representative here. But going back here, you had some guys in this rotation. Look at the rotation. Obviously Pedro, he's the star of the show at that point. Don't forget, you had Derek Lowe, Tim Wakefield. Pretty good. Not a bad 3 right there, if you ask me. Derek Lowe was really good in 2003. 17-7 that year. So, ERA was kind of whatever. FIP was league average, but Tim Wakefield, knuckleball, was still going pretty good at that time. Pedro was the guy that you turn to. He did miss a few starts that year. He was having some injuries, but this was the year, with obviously the American League Championship Series with the Yankees. That's the story of the Red Sox that year. Aaron Boone with the walk-off, Pedro throwing down Don Zimmer. So, but the Red Sox, this was a really good offense. If they had Curt Schilling this year, if they had traded for him a year prior, I believe this team probably would have won the World Series. I think if they had one more pitcher, probably would have done. They would have got it done. I think they would have. So, but the 03 Red Sox, let's see what they can do. The 1915 Chicago White Sox. The White Sox have a very interesting history. When I was looking at the highest WARs for offense, defense, and then looking at the pitching, it kind of took a while to find the highest total because I had to kind of, do adding, of course. And it was kind of hard because every time, years where they had really good offense and defense, they didn't have good pitching. So I had to find like that middle point, and the 1915 White Sox ended up being the team that came out on top. Eddie Collins, Jack Fournier, Jim Scott, Red Faber. Where is Shoeless Joe? Is he on here? Shoeless Joe Jackson. He is on here. He's 27 years old at the time. Hit 272 that year. 378 on base. You take a look at the home runs. This was the dead ball era. I mean, look at how little home runs were hit. So, I mean, even batting averages. You had high batting averages in some places, but very low batting averages too. So, but hey, Shoeless Joe Jackson. So we'll have to see. Here's a fun one. The 2015 Toronto Blue Jays. You know, I really would have loved to have seen the Blue Jays make it this year. The Royals team, this Kansas City Royals team, to me, the Blue Jays, this was just bad timing, you know, just bad timing for this Blue Jays team. They made it far, but they just couldn't quite get it done. It's a fun team, though. Josh Donaldson, Kevin Pillar, Edwin Encarnacion, Jose Bautista, Marco Estrada, Russell Martin, R.A. Dickey, David Price. Hey, fun team for the Blue Jays. Good offense. Jose Reyes, don't forget they had him too. He was hurt, but so overall, though, good team. Josh Donaldson had 41 home runs that year. Jose Bautista, 40 home runs that year. So, unfortunately, you know, just there was a fun first round matchup with the Rangers there. You had the Bautista bat flip, but you just couldn't quite get it done. So the Blue Jays, they have another chance here. And the rotation, taking a quick look, it was a good rotation. R.A. Dickey, Mark Burley. You know, remember you got David Price. He was awesome when they got him. When they got him at the trade deadline from the Tigers, he was fantastic. So just too bad. And he ended up just kind of, you know, stinking it up in the playoffs. So the 0-1 Diamondbacks. Hey, this is one of my favorite teams of all time. Randy Johnson, Kurt Schilling leading the way. Luis Gonzalez, Reggie Sanders, Miguel Batista. I mean, come on. This is just a fun team to me. You know, you beat the Yankees in the World Series that year. I just really love Randy Johnson, Kurt Schilling. That to me was just nails. I mean, look at these guys just leading the way. I mean, Brian Anderson, Robert Ellis, Albie Lopez, those guys were kind of just whatever. It was the Kurt Schilling, Randy Johnson show. They had Byung Kim too. He was the closer. You know, Miguel Batista was pretty good in the bullpen as well. But overall, it's a fun team. Luis Gonzalez was really good that year. He had 57 home runs. I think a lot of people forget the year that Luis Gonzalez had. This is a really good season. I might have to do a video on Luis Gonzalez that year. He was incredible. He was so good. Moving on to we got a few teams left. 2009 Colorado Rockies. Another surprising one. I thought the 07 Rockies would be here, but this team just edged it out. This is a good team. Troy Tulowitzki, Ubaldo Jimenez, Jason Marquis, Todd Helton here, Aaron Cook, Seth Smith. Good team. It was a very good team. Lost in the division round to the Phillies. So the Phillies made it to the World Series that year, but they lost to the Yankees. I think that would have been a pretty fun matchup, Yankees and the Rockies, if that could have been the World Series. I thought that would have been pretty fun. Good offenses. This is a really good offense for the Rockies. For the pitching, Ubaldo Jimenez, he was really good that year. Jason Marquis, you know, after Ubaldo Jimenez, it was kind of average at this point. It was Jimenez who led the way. Good amount of strikeouts that year for him. So, you know, but hey, Houston Street as well was their closer. He had 35 saves that year. So the Rockies, let's see what they can do. Haven't won a championship. Could this be their first championship? The 03 Marlins. This is also one of my favorite teams. Maybe I'm a little biased towards the teams that can beat the Yankees in the World Series like the Diamondbacks, but I love this 03 Marlins team. It's just a fun team. I think it was a pretty underrated team. Really good. Ivan Rodriguez there, Dontrelle Willis, Luis Castillo. I love me some Josh Beckett, Juan Pierre, Mark Redmond, Derek Lee, Mike Lowell. I love Mike Lowell. Brad Penny, Carl Pavano when he was good. Ugeth Urbina, Braden Looper. I mean, come on now. This is a good team. Really good team. Remember, this was kind of like the Nationals in 2019. They were really bad in like May. They had a bad record. They were like over 10 games under 500. And then they just had a complete turnaround. And they just ran roughshod through the playoffs. You know, hey, knocked off the Cubs. The Cubs, they were, hey, pretty close to getting to that World Series. But the Marlins, they dug deep. And they got it done. So I love this team. Very fun team. Josh Beckett really emerged that year. He was just a horse in the playoffs that year. Josh Beckett, to me, in the postseason, he's one of the best of all time. But yeah. So let's see what the Marlins can do. Last but not least, the 2006 San Diego Padres. Before we move on to the tournament, let's take a look. So the Padres, again, I thought maybe the 98 Padres would get here, maybe the 84 Padres, but ended up being this team had the highest F-WAR. Just believe it or not, only 88 wins. But yeah, their WAR was the highest combined with the offense, defense, and the pitching in franchise history. So this is what we have. They lost in the first round to the Cardinals, but they had some fun players on this team. Remember you had Mike Piazza, Adrian Gonzalez, a younger Adrian Gonzalez at that point. Remember Khalil Green? Remember him? Man, Mike Cameron, he was really good that year. Had a 355 on base. Very good. The pitching. Jake Peavy was he was the guy that year. A bit of a down year, a 3.51 FIP for him. So he had better years than that. But remember, he had Clay Hensley, Chris Young, Woody Williams. Remember Woody Williams? Chano Park. So Trevor Hoffman, this was a legendary closer still at the time at 38 years old. So, it's a Padres team. Could this maybe be a Cinderella story? They're the number 30 seed. So, all right, here we go. So the 88 Mets advanced. The 84 Tigers knocking off my Red Sox in 4 games. The Cardinals knocking off the White Sox in 5. The 98 Braves. I think this is a bit of a dark horse team here. The 98 Braves, a bit of a dark horse. They're a really good team. So easily knocking off the Rockies. The Cincinnati Reds, 76 Reds beating the Rangers. Unfortunately, the Rangers couldn't take advantage of getting another chance. The 17 Indians taking on the Rays, getting it done there with a sweep. Oh, look at the Marlins. The 0-3 Marlins taking the 2019 Astros to 5 games. So couldn't quite get it done, though. So on the other side of the bracket, we had the 69 Orioles advanced. We had, what year was this Twins team? That was the 69 Twins beating the 2001 A's. Huh. Oh, look at the 2014 Nationals making it past the Pittsburgh Pirates here. Look at the Diamondbacks. Oh, man, the Dodgers got upset again. The Diamondbacks getting it done. Oh, the 2015 Blue Jays losing in 4 games. The 1905 Giants advance. Oh, my. Look at the 2011 Brewers. The 2011 Brewers. So the Cubs lose in 4 games. Wow, the 2016 Cubs has lost to the Brewers. Now, I don't know. Would that actually happen? I don't know about that. That was a really good 2016 Cubs team. So, hey, I don't know. Maybe we got a Cinderella run in the Milwaukee Brewers from 2011. Kansas City Royals beating the 0-2 Angels in a sweep. So they're going to go, they got a classic matchup here. 27 Yankees against the 77 Royals. Let's see which teams make it to the final 8. Let's take a look. Here we go. Oh my. The 2001 Mariners got knocked off by the 88 Mets. The 84 Tigers knocking off the 43 Cardinals. The 76 Reds knocking off the Braves from 1998. The Houston Astros just taking it to the 17 Indians. Oh, man. So the final 4 on the left side of the bracket, we have the Mets, the Tigers, the Reds, and the Astros. And then on the other side, the 69... The 69 Twins got their revenge on the 69 Orioles. That was actually a matchup here. Let's actually go back to that. So the 69 Orioles, they beat the Twins that year. So they swept them in the championship series. So, hey, look at the Twins. They got their revenge. They got their revenge in a best out of 5. You got to love it. You got to love it. Moving on here. Look at the 0-1 Diamondbacks knocking off the 2014 Nationals. So the Nationals, they got past that first round matchup, but look at the Diamondbacks. They're doing pretty good. Look at the Brewers. Look at the Milwaukee Brewers making it to the next round. The 2011 Milwaukee Brewers, they are just getting it done. They have knocked off 2 World Series champions, the Milwaukee Brewers, but their next round, they have the toughest matchup of all, the Yankees from 1927. That is going to be rather interesting. But yeah, the 1927 Yankees, they handled that matchup easily with the 1977 Kansas City Royals. So here we go. So we're in the round of 8, the final 8, and let's see what ends up happening here. Still a best out of 5. So let's go to this here. All right, so we're going to go to the Mets and the Tigers. Hey, pretty classic matchup here. These two teams are not separated very far in terms of years, the 1988 Mets and the 1984 Tigers. So let's see. Game 1, we're going to have Bob Ojeda against Milt Wilcox. So let's see what ends up happening game 1. Or actually, did I say we were going to... Oh, yeah, we were going to go each matchup in the final 4. So let's see what ends up happening here. Let's see what ends up happening. Here we go. Who will make it to the final 4? Oh, okay. Here we go. So we have the 1984 Tigers and the 2019 Houston Astros. Oh my. We got the 1969 Twins. They knocked off the Diamondbacks. Oh man. And the Cinderella story of the Milwaukee Brewers from 2011 has come to an end. The 1927 Yankees, they took care of business. So the final 4, we have the Tigers from 1984, the 2019 Houston Astros. We have the 1969 Minnesota Twins and the 1927 Yankees. I want to see your votes. Which team will end up making it all the way? Give me your votes in the chat. The 2019 Astros, they're back with a vengeance. Will the 2019 Astros win the whole thing? I will die laughing. I mean, right now, I think the favorite has to be the 1927 Yankees. Brady Polk, the 84 Tigers and the 27 Yankees. That'd be a really fun matchup. If the Astros win this, I will die laughing. I will find that incredibly funny. They're not just on a revenge tour in real life. They're on a revenge tour in out of the park baseball as well. I'm not going to lie, I really wanted to see the Diamondbacks here. I would have loved to have seen Randy Johnson and Curt Schilling going up against the 1927 Yankees. I thought that would have been cool, but what can you do? So right now, I mean, my money has to be on the 27 Yankees. I don't know. So, but let's go to this matchup here. I think it's a good matchup. Tigers and the Astros. Let's see. So game 1, we got Matt Wilcox going up against Garrett Cole. Alrighty. So game 1, Tigers win game 1. All right. Let's actually. Okay. So I can only do one team at a time. All right. Whatever. So Tigers are up 1-0. Yankees are up 1-0 on this side. Here we go. Ooh. Astros and Twins, they get a win back. Both series are tied 1 apiece. So let's see the matchups here. Alrighty, so in game 2, you have like tabs here. Okay, cool. I can do that. So in game 1, who got the win here? Pip Gross got the win. Let's see. What was the score here? 3-2 for the Yankees. Twins win 8-7 in game 2. And let's take a look here. 84 Tigers. Who did they have going? They had Jack Morris going. Zach Greinke got the win. So, but here we go. Game 3. Let's take a look here. Game 3. So we have Justin Verlander going up against Dan Petrie. And the Yankees and the Twins. We got Herb Pennock and Jim Catt. So actually, it gives the stats also for the lineup. Babe Ruth is just killing it, hitting .375. Lou Gehrig as well. These guys, doing pretty good. Earl Combs is 5 for 9 so far. Gotta love it. All right, so let's see who wins this one. Yankees beat the Twins. Let's take a look here. Can the Astros continue the revenge tour? Oh yeah, the Astros. Oh boy. They brought it to the Tigers in Game 3, winning 12-2. Oh, man. All righty. Well, Game 4, we got Jose Urquidy going up against Juan Berenguer. And for the Twins and the Yankees, we got Dutch Ruther and Dean Chance. Well, let's take a look here. Oh, Yankees beat the Twins 10-5. So they now have a 3-1 series lead. Tigers tie it up 4-3. A 4-3 win. So it's tied up at 2. Tied up at 2. Let's see here. We got 2 close matchup, or at least 1 close matchup. And then let's see if the Yankees can close out the Twins here. George Pipgrass against Jim Perry. Oh, Twins stay alive. They get a win. 3-2. Yankees, they gotta figure this out. Can the Twins come back? Here we go. Astros and Tigers. Tigers beat the Astros 9-6. Garrett Cole gets the loss. Tigers are 1 win away from getting to the championship. Here we go. All right, here we go. Game 6. We got Dave Boswell going for the Twins and Waite Hoyt going for the Yankees. Can the Yankees make it to the championship? And the Yankees have made it to the championship, beating the Twins 5-4. The Billy Bob 2118 has just subscribed. Thank you, my friend. Here we go. Tigers and Astros. Can Greinke save the Astros here? Tigers need 1 more win. No, look at the... Oh, my God. Look at the Astros. The Astros win 18-1. Oh, my goodness. Honestly, can the Astros just do it? Can they do it here, please? Oh, my goodness. This is just insane. Here we go. Game 7. Justin Verlander, Dan Petrie. Who is going to meet the 27 Yankees? The Astros have beaten the 84 Tigers, and our championship is set. Oh my goodness. We have the 2019 Astros going up against the 1927 Yankees. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. What a matchup this is. This is awesome. I don't even care. I don't even care about the cheating. I love this. This is fantastic. Here we go. Alrighty. So finish up today. Game 1, we got Garrett Cole and George Pipgras going as the opening starters for the series. Here we go. Astros beat the Yankees 13-9 in game 1. We're going to see a lot of offense here. We're going to see a lot of offense. So let's look at the box score here. Astros they got 21 hits. Oh man, Matthew, man, the Astros are using the trash cans again. Oh my goodness. Holy cow. Look at the offense. How many 22 runs, over 30 hits, or 40 hits, sorry. Holy cow. Look at this, man. Look at Jose Altuve, 5 for 6. Michael Brantley, 2 for 6. Holy cow, man. These guys are just going crazy. What's going on with the Yankees here? Look at Lou Gehrig, Babe Ruth, Lazari just taking care of business. Oh, my goodness. Babe Ruth with a home run. Oh, man. All righty, here we go. Back to the championship we go. All righty. So game 2. Can the Yankees tie it up? The Astros have won game 2. Oh, my God. The Astros have a 2-0 series lead. What ended up happening in this game? The Astros, it was tied going into the 9th inning, and the Astros scored 2. Look at the offense. 20 runs. Holy cow. Could you imagine if this was like an actual, series being played today? Holy cow, man. There is so much offense so far. That is nuts. Here we go. On to game 3. The Yankees got to get a win. The Yankees have got to get a win. Here we go. For the Yankees, 1927, Waite Hoyt gets the game 3 nod against Zach Greinke. Greinke has been nails in this tournament. He's 3-0 with a 2.41 ERA. Here we go. The Astros have a 3-0 series lead. Oh, the 2019 Astros are back with a vengeance. And they have a 3-0 series lead on the 1927 Yankees. Zach Greinke is 4-0 in this tournament. Look at all the offense. This is nuts, man. 13, 26, 37, 57, and then 64 runs have been scored in 3 games. That is nuts. Like this is out of control. This is out of control. The Yankees here, they're on their last leg. You got Justin Verlander, who's 5-0 in this tournament, and Dutch Ruther. Can the Yankees do this? Can the Yankees do this? Here we go. And the Astros and the Astros have swept the 1927 Yankees. An absolute just juggernaut of a performance for the Houston Astros. And the Houston Astros have won. They have won the entire thing. The Astros are the champions of the all-time tournament. They have outlasted every team, and they have even outlasted the 1927 Yankees. This Astros team, we can now consider them the best of all time. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, there you go, everyone. There's your tournament. The Astros, according to Out of the Park Baseball 22, at least in this one simulation, are the best team of all time. So, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. Let's actually go take a look here at the, let's go take a look at the series. So, in this series, holy cow, Jose Altuve was 13 for 23. A 565 average. Michael Brantley, 11 for 21. I mean, good grief. Oh, Jose Altuve. What a performance. He had 4 home runs. Good grief. Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth actually really struggled. And Lou Gehrig. You know, if Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth had picked it up a little bit, I mean, maybe this Yankees team could have done something different. And, you know, but in the end, the Astros, they just had more pitching. They had way more offense. Holy cow, man. Look at all these hits. This is nuts. This Astros offense, man. I don't know. But there you go. There you go. The 2019 Astros have won the greatest of all time tournament. Maybe for next time, what I'll do is I'll take the best, like maybe World Series winner from each team, and then, or maybe just like the best overall record, instead of just using F-WAR. But again, the way I did put this together today was I took the highest F-WAR team for each team in franchise history. And there you go. So the 2019 Astros have won the entire thing, everyone. Everyone, I'm going to get out of here. I just wanted to do a quick one tonight. We got college football on tonight. I want to work on some video stuff. This week, be on the lookout. I got a couple of videos coming out this week. I got a video on the 2019 Washington Nationals. Please keep an eye out for that. Getting kind of close to getting done with it, so be on the lookout for that this week. Also, international free agent signing is this Saturday. So while we are in a lockout, hey, that is still going on. So I will be having some coverage on that this week, and maybe even a couple more videos, maybe a couple more live streams as well. So please be on the lookout for any videos being uploaded this week, any live streams. But yeah. So, hey, Vitsky, that's a good idea, too. We should do one for the worst teams in franchise history. But, everyone, I want to thank you for coming out tonight. I didn't think, too many would come out tonight. We got a lot going on. So, but thank you for stopping by. Have yourself a good night, and I'll talk to you next time.